crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Oh, it was a very restful vacation. Spent a week with the family in Hawaii. It's a long flight, even from California. But yeah, great time. Didn't look at the markets much, which is always good for me. And came back and there is no change, as we see this morning. You know, the funny thing about the financial markets these days, truthfully, always, they've been rigged for over 100 years. I mean, like, seriously, heavily rigged for over 100 years. The worst thing you can do, the piece of information out there that gives you the least amount of important data is price. Because that's what they're rigging. They're rigging price. So why look at the price of silver? Why look at the price of gold? Why look at the price of cryptocurrencies? Why look at the price of commodities? Why look at the value of the dollar? This whole concept that people are spouting out, oh, the dollar's dying because the petro dollar is being circumvented, has nothing to do with anything at all. When you control the price with unlimited derivatives and computer programs to run the system, there's no need for a petrodollar. There's no need for a price valuation of the U.S. dollar. Oh, the U.S. dollar versus the won is changing because it's all bullshit. 100% bullshit and can be changed with a click of a mouse at the Fed. The Fed and the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Oh, by the way, Rob Kirby passed away. So sad. What a great guy. What a truth seeker. He dove behind the curtain of the gold manipulation he was probably one of the best guys. He came out with a conspiracy theory with backup, as we all do, that the U.S. government had forged a whole bunch of gold bars, faked them, like a hell of a lot, more than the 8,000 tons that they claimed to have. And everybody's like, oh, you just know what he's talking about and all that. And that faded away. The gold bugs settled down. But he was right. Of course he was right. And God bless him for what he did. And I know he's been fighting illnesses, mysterious illnesses, for a long time. So thank you, Rob Kirby, for what you did. But let's talk about gold. Gold is the parachute. The golden parachute of the United States of America. We can rig any market we want. We can run any deficit we want. We can print money and not tell people about it. That's all fine. Why? Because at the end of the day, when it all falls apart, we've got a golden parachute. There's not 200,000 tons of gold that's ever been mined in the world. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The dumbest thing I've ever heard. Try 2 to 10 million tons. 2 to 10 million tons of gold, 10 to 500 times. Who knows? Nobody knows. See, that's another problem with gold as money, is nobody knows how much gold there is. We do know that there's a hell of a lot more than what Jeffrey Christian will tell you. And gold.org? I mean, there's so many lies. I heard the guy who runs the Silver Institute came out and was talking about Keith Neumeyer pulling out of the Silver Institute. Bravo on Keith. Because they lie about their numbers, basically. And the Silver Institute guy tried to, tell everybody, oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. That's bullshit. The Silver Institute helps people lie, cheat, and steal in the silver side. They literally pull numbers out of their ass. And they most likely discuss things with the big bankers saying, okay, what should we do this year? How should we lie about the numbers this year? But, truthfully, the head of the institute, it's a tiny, ridiculous institute. But the head of the institute, it looked like he had no idea what he was talking about. But hey, it is what it is. How do you support a lie? A bold-faced lie, and And if you're an silver institute who basically everybody relies on for their numbers, why wouldn't you want to get the real numbers? Why do you have to make it up every time? Maybe they're not smart enough to dig down deep and get the real numbers, but that's fine. At least admit that you're really not sure how much silver investment happens every year, which is probably more than half the market. I don't believe any of the numbers that they give us. And they're the ones telling us, oh, a tiny fraction of the amount of silver mined every year is actually used in silver investment by the retail side. I think it's bullshit. I think it's complete bullshit. How did J.P. Morgan end up with 1.2 billion ounces of physical silver in their possession? And then all of a sudden stop and lease it out to Bank of America. It's all fraud. The whole thing's fake. The whole thing is fake. Our entire monetary system is fake. Our government system is fake. The current government is a fake government. But were the governments before it fake? I don't know. The key is we don't know. And that's what sucks. So invest in things you know. I know that this silver coin right here, this really cool Road to Ruta Lives coin with a heart in the middle, red heart in the middle, is not a lie. I can't tell you of anything else. I can't tell you of J.P. Morgan's 1.2 billion ounces of physical silver that they accumulated over 10 years. I can't tell you if that's real or a lie. The numbers show the amount of withdrawals that J.P. Morgan did over those years points to it being true. The addition of the equal amount of silver derivatives added by Bank of America tends to support Ted Butler's theory that, yes, it is leased silver from J.P. Morgan to Bank of America to suppress the price for the last year. But now what? Now that game's over, what's the next game they want to play? Clearly, they can slam it below the 200-day moving average and try to play the same game, the recycled game that they've been playing in the past. But that's price. Again, price doesn't matter in a rigged game. They rig the price, but they can't rig everything else. They can't rig how much silver is mined every year. 800 million ounces coming out of the ground, right in that area. And that's a problem when guys like Elon Musk can buy every single ounce of silver on the planet and not move the price at all. How do you think J.P. Morgan did it? For 10 years, they accumulated 1.2 billion ounces of silver, and the price of silver didn't rise. Matter of fact, the price of silver went down. How is that even possible? It's possible with computers and derivatives, running the game out of the COMEX. 99% of the trades that happen on the COMEX, 99% are bankers trading back and forth to each other to set the price. Hardly any real action happens on the COMEX. It's all a fraud. And the LBMA, the counterpart to the fraud. It is insane what is happening, but hey, it gives us cheap silver to buy. Elon Musk is going to go right to the mine site to get his silver. He can't buy all the silver he needs for his company. He has what, $300 billion? What's he going to buy? He's not going to go out and buy silver and jack the price of silver 1,000 times. He's going to buy the mine, which he probably is, right before he buys Twitter. Love this. Elon Musk floated the idea of turning Twitter's San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter. So Musk bought over 10%, I think 13%, something like that, of Twitter. And now he's the largest shareholder. And everyone's like, oh, he's going to go on the board. But it turns out he's not going to go on the board. Elon Musk's U-turn on joining Twitter's board means he's left the door open to buying the company. I have been saying this for a long time, especially about the social media companies. They were invented and assisted by the deep state, by the U.S. government. Your taxpayer helped Twitter start up through various companies that they used as investment vehicles in Silicon Valley. In-Q-Tel is probably the biggest one. Look it up, In-Q-Tel. It is a arm of the U.S. government. They invest in all these startups because they want to get inside. They have men inside. Yes, of course, the CIA has people at Twitter, in the NSA, and the DOJ, you name it, they have people embedded working at all these social media companies. Secretly. Of course they do. So Elon Musk, who has $300 billion, can buy Twitter and change the entire platform. Leave the power of the platform is in all its users. He can buy it and then open it up to free speech. He could do that or the government could force it. The government hasn't been forcing anything, but they could. So if Elon buys Twitter, does it make it all of us? He'll just remove the censorship people, remove the current operators, and put someone else in, leaving the platform intact. I've said many times YouTube can do the same thing, and probably will. Someone will go in, buy YouTube from Google, will go in and buy Google. Who could do that? The U.S. government, easily. They print money out of thin air. So great news for Twitter. If Elon buys Twitter, he can just boot everybody, all these censorship assholes, and get them out. Why start something new? Trump's people tried to start Truth Social. It doesn't look like it's getting off the ground. I wish it would. But that's just the other side of the coin. Now, no one on the left would use Trump's company. Everybody uses Twitter, except Twitter was kicking people off for speaking the truth. It is insane. It's a crazy world. But yeah, Elon Musk needs a hell of a lot of silver for his electric cars and for his solar panels and anything he does. Silver is the number one thing on Elon Musk's mind. Where's my company going to get silver? So keep an eye out for Elon Musk buying a hell of a lot of silver mining companies. Does that mean I'd invest in silver mining companies? Absolutely not. Why not? Because they're too valuable. They're ripe for nationalization, especially in Mexico. If you own a mining company that has property in Mexico, you don't think the Mexicans are pissed off about the theft of all their wealth over the last 200 years? Of course they are. Everybody's pissed off at these banker criminal cabal that runs our world. They are not going to be the deciders of the new monetary system. The IMF will not be the decider. The BIS will not be the decider. The Federal Reserve will not be the decider. They're the ones who are going to be sent off to jail if they're lucky. These are individuals behind these institutions. And behind them, the leaders, they'll be going to jail too, if they're lucky. That's my take. That's why there's no quantum financial system or Nesra or Jesra or the Iraqi dinar. I've been through 100 of them since I've been doing this for the last 20 years. Come and gone. Whatever happened to the quantum financial system? Oh, it's happening. The changeover has happened. It's bullshit. It's all a lie. Charlie Ward and those guys, they're liars. And they're getting rich off you. XRP, what do you think? The owners of XRP, all they do is sell XRP. And everybody says, oh, that's part of the quantum financial system, Bix. It's the new SWIFT system. That's bullshit. Again, I've been through 1,000 of them in the last 20 years. And it's very simple. There will be no deciders. The Fed won't even be the decider. Look at the Road to Ruta Wishes and Rainbows instruction manual for the comic book. The Federal Reserve asks, I think there's a total of 60 questions they ask in that with no answers. The Fed knows when this shit falls down, everybody will be blaming everybody else and no one will trust anybody. Trust is the problem. And you should not trust that this price of silver is real. Sub $25 silver. You should not trust that any crypto prices are real. Yes, they can click a mouse and put Bitcoin at minus $40 like they did oil. But it's very important that you have these assets in your own possession because they're standalone assets. If they click a mouse and put Bitcoin at minus $40, does that change the amount of Bitcoin you have in your possession? No, it doesn't. Would it destroy the entire exchanges where these prices are determined? Absolutely. Would a crash in the financial system, crash in the banks, destroy all the exchanges for cryptocurrencies? Absolutely. We won't know the value of gold, silver, or cryptos in the transition. Right now, it's your shot. Now is probably your only chance for a lifetime to change your stars. Get assets in your own possession. Physical silver, physical gold if you don't understand monetary theory or the difference between gold and silver, fine, get gold. If you have gold and you understand that silver's about 1,000 times better, probably a good idea to swap your gold for silver at 77 to 1 or whatever it is. Anyway, that's where I am. I'm getting back in the game from a little vacation here. Make sure you go to roadtoruda.com. I have posted the latest Jenny Moonstone, Good Guys Attack, Hunter's Laptop, Crypto Pedo Cabal, and Removing the Bad Guys. All great information from Jenny. I'll be talking to her on Thursday. All this is private road information. Go to the private road if you want to get the silver Ruda coin. Hit subscribe today at roadtoruda.com. That's what it looks like. The coolest coin ever. We are giving these away while supplies last and while the price of silver is still suppressed with every private road subscription or renewal. So go check that out. Go hit subscribe today. And then we start shipping these coins. They're in processing right now. They're getting the little hearts painted for Ruda. And they will be shipped out at starting on May 1st, all throughout May. All right? Go check it out. This is Bix Weir.